Netras News. This is Netra Halperin. And this evening we've got Jeny Bissell. And she is the supervisor for the Family Health Services Division at the Department of Health.
Thank you, Netra. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us, and thank you for having me, Netra, and inviting me to your show. I've heard a lot of good things about your show, and thank you for the opportunity to share some of the things that we do in Department of Health here at the Maui County level.
Well, my pleasure, and because I think public health is so important, and I talk about it a lot in other contexts, like other aspects in our society that should be in the public health realm. For instance, I talk a lot about drug abuse. Instead of being in the criminal realm, it should be in the public health realm, because in my opinion, it's a public health problem, not a criminal problem.
And it's everybody's responsibility. Public health is everybody's responsibility. It starts at the individual, and then it spreads out to the community, and to the society. So it's a responsibility of everyone. And we in Department of Health just help facilitate some of those things so that it can be, it affects people in the most positive way. Yeah.
And you were telling me before, what is the history of public health in America?
Well, actually, let me go down to Department of Health, especially in Maui County. It started actually in 1839, so that's about, close to about 150 years ago, maybe. And so it's been a long time, and it started there, and we actually have multifaceted department. It's very diverse. There's a lot of services and programs that we provide. We go from behavioral health, environmental health, to family health, to oral health, to just a lot of things. We offer a lot of expertise, and it's a very diverse organization, and it really touches many people. Yeah.
And so why, excuse me, in 1839, why did they start public health? What was going on?
Yeah, because around that time, as you can see, in the 1800s, there was a lot of things going on in the 1800s. There's the flu, and there's just a lot of problems, a lot of diseases, a lot of
Was there plagues?
Yes, there were plagues, and were
the plagues? Why were the plagues caused?
Just many things, just things that we weren't doing right, or things that are not being done right. And it actually started by a person, I can't remember his name, but just not a public health person. It started by a person who just said, this is really not right. We need to do something about it. So it took that one person, and I can't remember his name, terrible. And it just, that's when you saw a lot of the immunization program coming in. There's a lot of, just a lot of programs, a lot of projects, and then it just grew and grew, and it just expanded to just many other things.
Oh, I just want to tell people, if you're looking at us and you're thinking, so what is this, coral, black, and pearls? That's the uniform for the show today, and it isn't. It just we must have just kind of tuned into each other and saw coral, black, and pearls. So just so you know that maybe we're just so tuned in.
And you told me not to wear blue.
Well, yeah, there you go. You look in your closet, and there's blue, and then there's coral. So that's what you ended up wearing. So, okay, so you're saying that there was a lot of public health problems, and was that because sanitation was not taken seriously, or people didn't really get the correlation between sanitation and disease?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. So that's when there were a lot of programs in terms of clean water, in terms of making sure that the food we eat was healthy and safe, and there's just many things, and even immunization. There were a lot of movement towards immunization around that time.
And clean water is something I'm actually very interested in. And I remember reading a book. It was called something like the Blue Plague or something, and it talked about how people were drinking from certain wells and certain excuse me, certain yeah, basically wells, and they were all getting sick, and people weren't making those correlations.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, in Hawaii, we're actually very lucky because we have the most just beautiful environment. We're known for clean water, for just clean air, and just our environment is just set up in a way for us to really thrive and live a healthy life. So we're pretty lucky, in comparison to other parts of the country or other parts of the world. Yeah.
I would say that we have the possibility of having everything clean and be lucky. I would say that there's some real challenges right now.
Yeah,
and
there
I think
are.
we don't want to avert our eyes and look at that. I won't go into those water issues right now, but we definitely want to make sure that we stay on top of it.
Absolutely.
And that we don't skimp on water quality, because it's not quite what it should be right now. So it definitely needs to go further on that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we have a video of the WIC program. So WIC is Women, Infants, and Children.
Yes.
Right. So let's watch the WIC video when we have when that gets ready.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to WIC. We at WIC would like to congratulate you for coming in today. If you are eligible, our program will help you improve your health and that of your children. WIC is a federally funded supplemental nutrition program for pregnant, breastfeeding, and postpartum women, infants, and children under the age of 5. WIC is not a welfare program, but a temporary nutrition program that provides benefits for those at nutritional risk during critical times of growth and development. Nutritional risk means that you may be more likely to have a health problem due to your health and/or diet. WIC provides foods high in vitamin A, C, calcium, protein, and iron, which may improve your health. WIC teaches you how to choose and prepare nutritious and affordable foods to prevent health problems and have a healthier lifestyle for you and your family. Pregnant and breastfeeding women, as well as infants and young children, need certain nutrients to grow and build strong muscles, healthy bones, and body tissue. These important nutrients come from the foods we eat. The types of food you eat can make a difference in your baby's birth weight and development. Good nutrition also protects against future health problems for you and your child. Persons enrolled in WIC have special diet needs. Foods bought with WIC checks should be eaten by the person enrolled in the program. Other family members will benefit from the WIC program as you learn to make good food choices for the whole family. To qualify for WIC, you must be a pregnant, postpartum, or breastfeeding woman, be an infant or child under the age of 5, live in Hawaii, have health or dietary needs which make you at nutritional risk, and meet income requirements. WIC provides these services at no cost to the participants: nutrition education and counseling, breastfeeding support, and nutritious foods to supplement your diet. WIC also gives information and referrals on health and social services, substance abuse, breastfeeding, and immunizations. Because WIC is a temporary program, participants must reapply for program benefits. When your current period of eligibility ends, the WIC staff will let you know when it's time to reapply for WIC benefits. The reapplication includes a review of the participant's weight, height, diet, and income. Blood test results are required at least once a year. WIC is a temporary program. When the health problem has improved, or you no longer qualify, you will graduate from the WIC program and the supplemental food checks will discontinue. When you enroll in WIC, you will be given WIC checks to buy specific WIC-allowed foods that are high in vitamin A, C, iron, calcium, and protein. You will also receive a WIC identification or ID folder like this one. It is very important that you use the WIC ID folder and the WIC checks correctly. Keep your ID folder and checks in a safe place. Lost or stolen checks cannot be replaced. Call your WIC local agency as soon as you know that the checks and/or the ID folder are lost or stolen. You must bring your WIC ID folder to all WIC appointments. It is also important to bring your ID folder to the grocery store when shopping for your WIC foods. The WIC check cannot be accepted by the store without your ID folder. The folder also holds your WIC checks, your appointment notice, and your WIC allowed food list. You must keep the ID folder for the entire time of enrollment. On the front of the folder, the WIC staff will put the names of those in your family who are enrolled in the WIC program. Below that, you will put your signature on line 1. This shows that you are the main or primary person authorized to receive and use the WIC checks. WIC calls this the first authorized signature. You may want someone else to receive and use the WIC checks for you. WIC calls this the secondary authorized signature. This person signs on line 2 of the ID folder. Please let the WIC staff know if you need a second authorized signature. The primary or first authorized person is responsible for teaching the second authorized person how to correctly use the WIC check and the ID folder. Failure to follow program rules may result in the loss of your program benefits. Lastly, the front of the ID folder provides the name of your WIC local agency, as well as the address and the phone number. This will help you stay in touch with your local agency. The directions for using the WIC check are listed on the inside of the ID folder. Please follow these directions carefully. This is an example of a WIC check. The check is used to purchase WIC-allowed foods in the approved stores. It will be issued to you at your regular WIC appointment. The check states the name of the WIC participant and the foods allowed for purchase. WIC checks are good for 30 days. There are 2 dates on the checks. You may use the checks from the first day of use and until the last day of use. If you are given checks for 2 months, be sure to check the dates on all the checks so that you use the correct ones first. The WIC food check will list the WIC allowed foods you may buy. You may only select the allowed foods listed on your check. The amount to buy will be printed next to the food item on the check. For example, this check is good for 1 gallon of milk and 2 10 to 12 ounce cans of WIC allowed frozen concentrate juice. All of the allowed food items listed on the check must be purchased at the same time. Ask to speak with the manager or the head cashier if all items are not available. You may need to shop at a different store if you cannot get all the WIC items at the same time at the first store. You cannot ask for or accept a rain check or an IOU. Go to another store for all your WIC items if the first store is out of any WIC food items you need. The WIC staff asks that you sign on the Received By line to show you received your WIC checks. Only persons who signed on line 1 or line 2 of the ID folder may receive and use the WIC checks. Use these WIC checks only at WIC-approved stores as listed on the back of the ID folder or as indicated by the WIC Food Checks Accepted Here sign. Remember, checks may be used from the first day to use through the last day to use only. Remember to read your dates very carefully to make sure that the correct check is used. At the store, separate your WIC foods from the other foods in your cart. If you are using more than one check, separate the WIC foods according to each check. This helps the cashier check out your groceries properly. Tell the cashier that you will be using a WIC check to pay for your WIC foods first. Give the cashier the WIC checks you are using and the ID folder before the sale begins. The cashier will process the sale for each WIC item purchase. WIC encourages you to buy all the items in the amount listed on the check so you receive the most benefits. The cashier will write the dollar amount on the WIC check as shown here. You should never give or receive money when using a WIC check. At the end of the sale, the cashier will present the WIC check and the receipt back to you. Before signing the check, make sure that the date of use on the check matches the date on the grocery receipt. Only WIC foods listed on the check in the quantity and type allowed matches the grocery receipt. The dollar amount on the WIC check matches the total sales on the grocery receipt.
Okay, so you were saying that this is a really old video and there's been a lot of improvements in the system.
Yeah, absolutely. We always very interested in providing the best choice and also better nutrition for our pregnant women, our breastfeeding women, as well as our children up to the age of 5. So about 2 years ago, after 30 years, we finally revamped the whole program and added fresh fruits and vegetables.
Yes, yes.
We also added local foods, like poi,
yes.
and so it's been really working well. We're finding out that a lot of our children, a lot of our pregnant women, and even our very young are they are healthier, and they are just doing better because of the better nutrition and the options, the more options that we give them. And with WIC, we are located throughout the island, throughout the state. Here on Maui, we travel, we go to upcountry, Pukalani Tavares at the Tavares Community Center. We go there 4 times a month, every Wednesday. And then in Kihei, every Thursday. Hana, we're there every day. And then our main office, which is in the Wailuku Industrial Park, is at 781 Kolu Street. And they can call our main office, which is the 984-8225, and then we can pre-qualify them on the phone and then give them the appointment right there.
And that's excellent. And something I wanted to address is that I hear people criticizing the government giving people food and giving people WIC programs, et cetera. And you and I were talking about prevention being, an ounce of prevention being worth a pound of cure. And so let's talk about, our tax dollars, and let's just say we decided out of some reason to completely cut all these programs. What would happen?
What would happen? We are gonna spend a lot more money in terms of treating preventable, non-communicable disease like chronic disease, heart disease, obesity. I mean, we're going through that now in terms of childhood obesity. But if we cut away, and if we cut away these programs, such as the WIC program, we're gonna see more children and more pregnant women not healthy, and then they end up in the ER. So what, Netra? We're going to end up, it's going to cost us 10 times more.
10 times more.
Yeah, 10 times more. So our question to us and to the public, to our citizens, our community is, which one, what do you want to do? Do you want to pay 10 times more, or pay, instead of paying $1, do you want to pay, do you want to pay $10 more
Absolutely.
for this, for our people to end up in the ER, or for
Absolutely.
people end up in, getting treatment for heart disease, diabetes,
Exactly.
and cancer, and so that's a question that we have to ask ourselves. What do we want?
And I think that's what people need to realize, is that people use the emergency room as health care when there's no other option.
Right.
And because you can't turn somebody away from the ER, and then if they can't pay their bill, whatever, you just, that's just how it is. And you can't, when they come next time, say, I'm sorry you bashed your head, but you can't come because you didn't pay your last bill. And so it's kind of like society is in this dilemma right now. There's,
it is.
In former times, we lived in tribes, and in a tribe, people took care of each other. It was a tribe, it was a group, and everybody had their skills, and everybody had what they contributed. And now we're more in, especially America, in a very individualistic. And I think there's absolutely value to being individualistic, but if you get to the point where it's every man for himself, and I think I mean man because, that's...
Yeah, every man and women.
but more, yeah. Then what happens is either we have to completely cut everything, no more emergency rooms. If people are dying on the street, just let them die on the street. But then that's where public health comes in. Yeah. If all these people are dying in the street, that's going to create diseases that everybody else is going to get. So in other words, we don't really have an option. Society has come to the point where we need to work as a team. We need to see it as a group, as a tribe. And there is no other way that humans are going to survive.
Right. And human nature, in order for us to thrive, we need that human connection. We need that team concept. We need that partnership. And that's what public health is. It's a responsibility of everyone, of each and every one of us. It's also for us to take care of each other. We provide the information, we give you the option, and we provide the information and the education. But we can't do that without the partnership, without the partnership from everyone, in order for us to do this, we need everyone to be in partnership with us and to wanna play with us.
It takes a village to raise a child, and it's about teamwork.
Right.
So we have another video here.
Okay.
This is family stories, and they're videos about different stories about different children and so this is more about social emotional issues.
Yes. Yeah, and this was actually a project of the Medical Home Project. So some of our partners in that video were responsible in gathering the family. So it was again a partnership of everyone, multi-agency. It was a public-private partnership, and this video is about this child with special needs and how everyone just work as a team,
work together.
Yeah.
So this is DJ's story.
Yeah.
DJ is a ball of energy, fun, loving.
He's almost 4 years old, very inquisitive, happy-go-lucky.
Great imagination.
Bright, enthusiastic all the time. Loves to play with his brother and other friends, loves to explore.
Likes to be included.
Absolutely. Loves playing with action figures. He pretends he's Superman and Batman.
DJ is highly energetic, curious, impulsive at times, focused yet unfocused when there are things he's not interested in.
Davis's older brother, Miles, is autistic. So I think even from birth, we were sort of monitoring him a lot more closely.
So we were going, along, not really worried about anything until it became time for group activities, community things. So I would take him to the park, and he wouldn't be interested in any of those things. He would want to just run around the park. He wasn't group oriented at all. Then we started noticing just this high level of energy, uncontrollable, uncontainable. He would seek energy from the environment, and he wouldn't be settled unless he actually grabbed onto something or someone.
With behavioral issues in young children, it's not about clear-cut categories. We weren't sure what was going on with Davis initially. So the question that guided us, how can we support a child with high energy, keep him safe while meeting his particular needs for learning and development?
The first steps that we took to maybe see what the issues could be were to go to our pediatrician. And when we did that, he was, totally supportive, being the pediatrician of our first son and knowing what the issues were. We all agreed that we didn't think that this was autism, but it was definitely something. There was something that just wasn't right, wasn't getting better, and needed to be explained so that we could know what to do.
When Kathy was concerned about DJ's developmental problem, at first it was vague. We weren't too sure exactly what problem he had.
Our pediatrician, Vince, was really instrumental because he knew that there were issues out there that 1 in every 6 or 7 kids had these issues, and that the parents, especially at a young age, were the ones to rely on to sort of facilitate that and get it out there in the open, and then he could deal with it. In a diagnosis like sensory integration disorder, where you can't really describe what's going on, it's just a sense of upheaval, and you can't really pinpoint, eye contact or pointing or anything that's on his list of questions. We didn't have to go through the battle of trying to convince our pediatrician that something was not right.
Even though Kathy came to see me and the PEDS questionnaire showed that there were no developmental delays, because of Kathy's concern about DJ, that's what prompted the referral to him to a 0 to 3 program.
When we got that referral, we went to the meeting. It's actually pretty comprehensive. It was at an Easter Seals, and in this 2 or 3 hour period, they test him across the board: speech and language, cognitive, gross motor, fine motor, and that's really what we wanted. And then you get to sit down and talk to them, and they take what parents have to say into consideration greatly. So we got to air all of our grievances about Davis and what we thought was not right, and all the energy and how he was driving us crazy. And it was really good just to let professionals know what we thought, even though we didn't really know what it could be, just to see how they could help us. Once you get into early intervention, you have to sort of test for other things, and a referral is often needed. He was always quick to give us a referral, to facilitate that for us. And then he didn't waste time on thinking about whether it was relevant or seeing it firsthand. He trusted us as parents. And when we came to him for a referral, we explained the issues and the needs. He took a short assessment, and, it really wasn't, it was just part of the process. DJ had like either a high resistance to things or a low resistance. So he would, rocks and things like that, he'd sort of, he could walk on a bed of rocks, like kind of sit in it and wallow around. Even if he scratched himself, he wasn't really all that concerned about it. Loved hot water, was highly irritable, cried a lot. Wow, he would like scream and just screech for a very long time, sometimes up to an hour and a half.
With further evaluation and testing, we determined that DJ had sensory integration disorder, and from there we were able to seek services that could help him through occupational therapy.
We tried to have much more structure and routine. We tried to do these sensory, physical therapy, occupational suggestions. We tried to give him more, one-on-one time. We started him, in a preschool, which with the hope that, the routine and the consistency would really help him. And I think on some levels we did see, improvement in certain areas.
After we had the first psychological evaluation for Davis, at that point, I just knew that there was something not right. Our home was not gelling. We were trying the best we could as parents to make things cohesive, and it didn't even have to be pleasant. It just had to work, and that wasn't happening. So about 2.5, he had been in early intervention for a few months, and I called Susie Ota, and I was like, you really got to help me. I was like, this is my life. This is how we do things. And it's just counterproductive for Davis. And she was really instrumental in listening, number one, to what I had to say and being sympathetic toward that.
I guess with care coordination in early intervention, it's like there are a lot of resources out there, and you can gather the information for a family, but it's really kind of looking at where families are and going from there, and going out and helping them seeking what they want. A lot of times, because families are so different, they come from all different cultural backgrounds and circumstances, that it's really a collaborative process with the family. And if you know where they want to go, you can help them gather the information, gather the resources, and assist in the process. It was
Okay.
Okay, so you said you had some comments you wanted to make.
Yeah, this was really a collaborative effort, and also again to show how important it is to work as a team.
Yeah.
And early intervention is one of our program in Department of Health, and this program provides care coordination and services and therapeutic services for children up to the age of 3. And these are children with developmental delays or just slow in their development. So we provide that assistance. We do contract with IMUA, Family Services, and they're just an awesome organization. They provide services. In fact, I think last year they assisted over, maybe about close to 300 children in Maui,
awesome.
Maui and Lanai. So they're just an awesome organization. They just celebrated their 65th anniversary.
Wow.
And so they provide services here on Maui as well as Lanai. And then in Molokai, we partner with Molokai Community Health Center. The Ikaika program is the program that provides the early intervention services there. So early intervention is actually part of the Individual Disabilities Education Act, which is IDEA Part C. It's been around for a while, and it's helping a lot of children.
And there's two aspects of this. One is exactly what you're saying, which is dealing with the disabilities and dealing with the problems. And the other thing I want to point out is more and more children are having these problems. And it's due to toxins in our food and in our environment. And I think that this also we need to be honest about that.
And that's true, Netra. I think it's really important. We also trying to promote preconceptual care. That it's really, really important to take care of ourselves, even before, even when we're thinking of getting pregnant.
Yes.
It's really important because you're right. Environment has an effect.
Yeah.
To the unborn child or even to the pregnant woman. So it's very important of taking care of yourself and making sure that when a woman is pregnant that no alcohol, there's no safe amount of alcohol during pregnancy, because if you do, then a child can be affected with what they call fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, which is a range of just many challenges, of the child. And there's also make sure there's no smoking, because smoking contributes to low birth weight and maybe even prematurity. And so the environment is really, and making sure that there's you stay away from toxins in the environment, either at home or at work. So those are the kind of things that a pregnant woman needs to consider even before getting pregnant. So it's really important. The environment is very important to take into consideration.
Absolutely. And again, so there's the personal level where each individual woman takes care of those things. And it's also important on the policy level.
Yes.
Meaning when policies are being made and a community is thinking, well, we could have this safeguard against, whatever runoff of the mill or whatever of the plant or whatever, but that will hurt our economy, so let's just not care for the environment. But again, it goes back that it becomes economical. Every problem becomes economical. There is no such thing as, well, we created that problem, but we saved a lot of money. You pay later. You always pay for it. And unfortunately, it's certain people, usually the lower on the economic spectrum, that are paying for it, and then the taxpayers are paying for it. So there is no way to get around it. It's like if in your house you think, well, I'm just going to get away from cleaning because I'm just going to throw all my trash in that one area. Well, sooner or later that whole room is going to be a mess. And so it's a closed system. The air, the water, the food, everything is a closed system, and there is no economic gain in not in allowing polluting.
Absolutely, yeah.
So let's see, we also have some PSAs that the Department of Health produced.
Yes.
So let's look at those PSAs.
Okay.
Wear a helmet. No Get Hurt Hawaii, a message from the Hawaii State Department of Health and its community partners. Keep your eyes on your kids. Use child safety locks. Wear a helmet. Follow beach warning signs. Fall-proof your home. Look out for each other. No Get Hurt Hawaii, a message from the Hawaii State Department of Health and its community partners. Follow beach warning sign. No Get Hurt Hawaii, a message from the Hawaii State Department of Health and its community partners.
Well, those are great.
Yes. Thank you to the Department of Health Injury Prevention, which is one of the program of Department of Health, one of the under the emergency medical system or emergency medical services, EMS. So under the heading of Dr. Linda Rosen, and they have done just a lot of great things in terms of injury and violence prevention in our state, putting a lot of our policies into actions, and these PSAs and the website nogetHurtHawaii.gov, so people can download a lot of information in terms of fall prevention and suicide prevention. So many of the PSAs that we just showed today.
Absolutely. And we have another video about never, ever, ever, ever shake a baby. And I think that's because shaken baby syndrome has become such a problem that I think it's really important to educate people. So
yes.
So let's watch the video about never, ever, ever shake a baby.
Never, ever, never. Never, ever, ever, ever shake your baby. Never, ever, ever, ever shake your baby. Congratulations. There's a new baby in your life. Aloha, I'm Eric Gilliam.
And I'm Hoku Pavao.
We're here on behalf of your beautiful baby with a very important message. Never, never, ever, ever shake your baby.
Shaken baby syndrome is the most commonly used name for a specific kind of child abuse.
It can happen in a flash. If you get angry or frustrated with your baby and shake it too hard. Whoa! Okay, baby doll, it's time to be quiet. Meet Cody. He's such a good little bugger. He stops crying whenever I want. You should be so lucky.
Your new baby has a mind of its own, and sometimes it can drive you nuts. But you must never, ever shake your baby, no matter what.
Your infant's head is large and heavy, and its neck muscles are weak, which is why you need to support its head until it can handle the weight on its own. You see, babies' brains are immature and easily injured by shaking as the head whips back and forth. Watch this animation and you'll see how terrible this can be. When a baby is shaken violently, its little brain is slammed back and forth inside its skull. It gets squashed, which causes bruising, swelling, bleeding, and pressure that injures or destroys brain tissue. Delicate blood vessels can be torn, allowing blood to pool in the head and behind the eyes. All this can cause severe brain damage, blindness, seizures, and even death. Never, never, ever, ever shake your baby.
Child abuse like this usually happens when a parent or caregiver is angry or frustrated and shakes the baby when it won't stop crying. Toilet training and feeding problems can trigger this kind of violence.
Most victims of shaken baby syndrome are under 6 months old, but some are 2, 3, and even 4 years old. You might say, oh, but I'm a good dad. No matter how mad the little bugger makes me, I'd never be violent with my kid. Okay, but remember this. It's never safe to shake a keiki. So just don't do it.
All you dads watching, you should know that men, especially young, aggressive guys who stress out and lose their patience, are more likely to hurt their kids by shaking them too hard. And if you're playing, always support the baby's head. Don't throw your child around, because you might seriously injure your baby with just a moment of careless or rough handling. So be gentle with the keikis, guys. You can do it.
You know, life is all about the choices that we make. You make a smart choice, life is good. But if you make a stupid choice, you can screw up a life big time. Let's take a look at some situations that you might find yourself in someday. Meet Kanani, home alone for hours with a crying baby.
Baby, what is wrong with you?
Here comes her husband, Eddie, just getting home from work. Yeah, I know, Frank. Yeah, I understand. I'm on top of it. Yeah, I know how important it is. Yeah, I know how important it is. I do. Yeah.
Where the hell have you been, Eddie?
Listen,
I'm late for gym class.
As soon as I can. What's going on?
Cody's been a real brat for the past 4 hours. I don't know what it is. I tried rocking him to sleep. I tried giving him his bottle. I tried changing his diaper. I don't know what's wrong. I just know I need a break, okay? So could you please take him just for a little while? Okay.
Okay, Cody, it's okay.
Okay. I'll be back in a couple of hours. Thank you, Eddie. Bottle's on the table.
All right, Cody, come on. I just got home from work. Cody, come on. Gotta make a call. Gotta make that call. Cody, come on. Cody, come on, kid. Burp. Come on. Diaper's dry, so what's up? Hey, Frank. Yeah, it's Eddie. What? Listen, I gotta call you back. Yeah, in a minute. Crap. Where's your mom? Gotta make that call. No pin sticking in your butt. No fever. So shut up! Gotta call. Stop! You stop it! Shut up! Come on, we're going for a ride. Be still. Will you stop it? Just knock it off now. Shut up! Stop! Shut up! Stop! Remember, never, ever shake your baby. Make a stupid choice, and you could end up like this. Shut up! Shut up! Oh, God. Oh, what have I done? Oh, no! Never shake your baby. That's always a bad choice. Your baby could end up with brain damage, eye damage, seizures, or worse. Your baby could die.
So, never ever shake your baby. Yes, babies can be a real pain in the butt, but don't blame them if they make you angry and frustrated. They're just trying to communicate something. And it's never okay to try to shake it out of them. If you feel that urge, just stop.
Okay, Cody.
Honey, I'm home. Sorry, I forgot my phone. Is everything all right?
Yeah, it is now. I was getting ready to take Cody for a ride. Let's do it together, okay? I need your help. Stop. Calm down and try again. 3 simple steps that you can take to prevent child abuse. You know, just because your kid is crying doesn't mean you're a bad parent. And it's normal to become impatient sometimes. Learn to cope. Just don't ever shake your baby.
Now, let's visit Kimo and Annie. They're having a tough time just down the street. Kimo, you creep, where you was? Why you so late?
Just had to finish one job.
Yeah, whatever. You said you'd be home early.
I was working, okay?
Yeah, working on your own car, right?
Yeah, leave me alone.
Right, you love that car more than me. You said you'd be home early.
Never.
Yes, you did. I know you did.
I never. Shut up. Hey, Make that baby stop crying. It's driving me crazy.
That baby's your baby too, brother.
So make him stop.
Okay, Cody. Cody, let's do it. Come on, Cody. Stop your crying. It's okay.
What's up with you?
No more diapers. I just used the last one. I gotta go get some more. Here, you take him.
Oh, no, Annie, what you doing?
Bro, you could have gone go get him last night, but no, you had to party with the boys, So here, you take him. He wasn't here last night, so now I go home.
Cody, stop the noise. Shut up. What's wrong with you? Shut up. Come on, knock it off, you little. Enough of the crying already. Shut up. Halperin. Enough of the crying already. Yeah, drink some beer. Oh, crapped on me, you little brother. Shut up already. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Stop. Remember, never, ever shake your baby. Don't make a stupid choice like Chemo was about to do.
Scare me, man. No, wake up, Cody. All I know is I want to think it's done on time.
No. Never shake your baby. That's always a bad choice. Remember, your baby could end up with severe brain damage or worse. Your baby could die.
So never, ever shake your baby. If you feel that urge, just stop.
Kimo, what you doing?
This little bugger needs a diaper.
Here, I get him. Give me the cakey. Leave him with me. Go take a shower.
Okay, I was just trying for help.
Oh, Cody, that was close. 3 steps. Stop, calm down, try again. 3 simple steps that can help you to cope. Whether you are the mom, the dad, a boyfriend, or a babysitter, remember these steps and don't ever shake your baby.
We've taken a look at how some parents could react to a cranky baby. But parents aren't the only ones who might shake a baby. Mom and dad, you must get to know and trust your caregivers.
Maybe you two just need some time together and you leave your new baby with a babysitter. Or maybe the child stays with a relative or at a daycare center during the day. Get to know and trust your caregivers. Make sure they also understand that it is never okay to shake your baby. Parents, don't ever leave your baby with someone you don't trust.
If you are taking care of someone else's baby, it is very important that you follow the same rules as the parents. Never shake a baby for any reason. If you find yourself in a tough situation and you feel like you're losing control, remember these rules. Stop. Put the baby in a safe place, like a crib or a playpen. Calm down. Sit down or walk away. Call a friend or a relative. Listen to music or run the vacuum. This may help calm the baby and you.
Try to calm the baby again. Give the baby a pacifier or a rattle. Try taking the baby for a ride in a car or a stroller. Hug or rock or cuddle the baby. Check for discomfort or illness. And call the doctor if necessary.
If you know or suspect that your baby may be injured, get help right away because it will only get worse without treatment. Look for these symptoms.
So they were about to say the symptoms, but what are the symptoms?
Well, there's a lot. I mean, in terms of unresponsiveness, lethargy, or just not arousable, and just things are just not right. Quiet, not active or not moving. I mean, those are the some of the a few symptoms. There's others, but one of the things that we really in our program Netra is that many of our programs are supporting the families, because we know that it's very, it's a challenge and difficult to take care of children, even, especially if they're young. So a lot of our programs center around supporting the family and providing them the support and the education that they need so that they can be better parents for their children. So a lot of our programs, such as the early intervention program, children with special health needs, even WIC program, we don't just look at the children, but we also work with the family, and we also go into the homes. Many of our programs are conducted in the home as well. They don't have to come to our office. We can go to them in their house, in their home.
And that's what I used to do. I was a family-based therapist for Maui Youth and Family Services, so I would go into people's homes and work with them. And I think that because of all the stress that parents are under, and a lot of that is due to economics, it just adds to the stress. And the more stress people have, the more it's hard to deal with one more thing. And a crying baby is one more thing.
Yes.
So Jeny, you brought some photos that you wanted to show us, and so let's look at the photos, and you can say these are different trainings, right?
Okay. Yes. Yeah, these are different trainings with the with MPD, with the police department. It was on how to using doll reenactment for to conduct sudden unexpected infant death investigation. So we brought in a national trainer, and then this one was the mayor proclamation on breastfeeding promotion, breastfeeding awareness week, and that's usually in August. So we're gearing up for that. This was the Kababayan training. It was at Binhi Ani, and it's just to get a gathering of all of the agencies, servicing agencies, and we had speakers also from Oahu and some other folks. This is another training that we did, same training that we did with the police department. We also, this training was with the Maui, with the UH Maui College Dental Assisting Program. So we talked about oral health and some of the initiatives that's going on here locally and statewide. This is at the Malama Ikeola Health Center. And this is my staff, this is my team. The WIC program, early intervention, maternal and child health, children with special health needs. And this is the office at WIC. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And then you were saying before that the health department, that's on the corner of in Wailuku.
Yes.
On corner of High Street and Main Street.
Yes.
And the big state building, and that's where you'll see your boss, Dr. Lauren Pang, giving Tai Chi classes every Wednesday.
Monday or Wednesdays.
Mondays and Wednesdays afternoons.
At 12 noon.
Yes.
And everyone is welcome. Anyone can participate. So come and see us, at the Department of Health. That's our hub, or our central hub, and we are pretty much spread out throughout the islands. We have satellite office and clinics throughout the islands, but please give us a call. You can reach me at 984-2136, or come and visit us at the Department of Health. Or if you have questions or about these programs, because we gave you a lot of information, so please give me a call at 984-2136, or you can find us in the phone book under Department of Health. 984-2136. So 984-2136. Again, we've given you just the very snapshot of the Department of Health. Again, we have a lot of information that we can provide with you. We can provide you a lot of. We have a varied, expertise in public health and many issues. We're in different communities where we are also in various coalitions. There's many coalitions that we participate. And Netra, in public health, we need the partnership in order for us to really protect and the health and well-being of everyone. We need everyone's partnership. It's a team. It's like it takes a village to raise a child. Yes. So it takes a village to to protect our environment and to protect our our natural resources and our, and our children. They are our future generations. So it takes everyone, each and every one of us, to really take care of each other and help one another.
And I agree with you, Jeny. That's what I'm all about, is community and people working together and contributing. And so this has been an awesome show. So thank you so much. I'm really happy that you could come. Our sponsor is Bello Realty, which is a family company that really knows Maui. So if you have any real estate needs or property management needs, then call them up. I'm very happy to say this is the 1-year anniversary of Netra's News. Our first episode was, I think, July 3rd in 2011, and here it is, beginning of July 2012. So I'm very happy about that. Also, know that Netra's News is also on YouTube. So if any of the shows that you missed, you want to see them, just go to the Netra's News channel on YouTube, and all of the past episodes are listed. And also, this show will be repeated for the next 2 weeks, every weekday evening at various times in the evening. So it cycles through, so you can tell your friends to look at it if they didn't catch this show.
And at Netra, I want to read this from our Director of Health, who is Loretta Fuddy. And she said, "Together, with deliberate thought and action, let us create a legacy of sustainable islands with lifelong health and wellness for generations to come. And no task is too big when done together by all."
Absolutely, and that's the key. And I see so much political strife right now, and I see, and a lot of what I see is a lessening of people's feeling of empowerment and engagement in the political process. And I'm bringing politics up now because public health is about the public. And it's about policies that affect everyone.
Absolutely.
So what the government does, what the policies that the government does, have a direct bearing on all of our health.
Yeah. And government is all of us.
Yes.
So just because I work for Department of Health, which is a government agency, that's not it. It's all of us. It takes all of us to really provide to make a really good government.
Yes, exactly.
It's all of us. It's all of us, and that's what public health is. It's all of us. It takes the partnership, like our Director of Health, Loretta Fuddy. It takes all of us to really sustain, basically what you said, sustainable environment.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
And speaking of politics, I want everybody to participate in, we have elections coming, and this is your chance to support people who you feel like are going to support policies that are going to bring more health. So I think the 25th is the last day to register to vote, and then you can also get an absentee registration. You can go to the Office of Elections and download both of those. And then don't forget to vote August 11th. That's the primary election, and that's a really important election. So remember, you do have a vote, and people have fought and people have died for the right to vote. So please don't discount the importance. And if you don't like government, then you can change it. So thank you.